So, well, we have already have one page of that top ETF. So we want multiple pages, right? As we did before, we can have multiple pages retrieved at once. So to do that, we need to introduce a new query, which is a list of starting positions. Okay. So again, right click on the query list, new query, and the blank query, and you can just go next and type. So this new query is going to be show up here. There's a blank query, and you can define this blank query using the following definition box. Okay, using a function called list numbers, and I'm gonna put in the starting point. It's gonna be the first on the list is gonna be 0. That's a starting position. um, that's a start position for the first page, right? Start equals 0. Now if we move to the next page, start becomes 25 and count 25. So the third page, start is going to be 50 and count again 25. Keep going. So for the next page, the start position actually increased by 25. Okay, and so on and so forth. So that's why here I have 0 being the first starting position. Okay, I want to retrieve, say, 8 pages. So the increments for each start position is going to be 25 because, as I shown just now, the start position just increased by 25 for each next page. Okay, so this is gonna be our list, and again, I'm going to convert this list into a table. All right, and rename this as start position. And importantly, you need to make this text because those numbers are going to be part of the URL string. Okay. Here, I haven't really changed the original table definition there. Okay. I'm still using, if you go to advanced editor, I'm still using the original URL without embedding any parameters. So now let's change that. So I'm going to isolate this start position 0. So anything before it and anything after it is going to be kind of put into a pair of quotation marks, and this 0 is going to be left out because I'm going to replace this 0 with what we call a parameter start. And this parameter start is going to be a text string, so it's going to be connected with the rest of the strings using the ampersand sign. Okay, so that's all I need. Now I have this URL kind of rewritten as in a form of parameter. Okay, so basically this parameter is in kind of embedded inside this string, such that I can change the value of this parameter, and this URL is gonna retrieve a different page from that website. Okay, and of course I also need to make start a input to this function. So start as text followed by this sign equal and greater than. So basically here, this line, the first line, basically I'm defining a function, and this function has an input called start. Okay, so every time you have a particular value for start, this start is going to be used as input and being plugged in here to retrieve data from a particular web page. Okay, depending on the start position. Okay. So once this is done, you can click on done. So this becomes custom function, and now you have a query which have all the starting positions for the first 8 pages. Okay, so I'm going to use this list to invoke that customer function called table, right? That's what we learned. So let's go to add column and invoke custom function, and we're going to use this table function. And in that function, there's an input called start, and this start will use a column called start position. as their as the input. Okay, so start position is basically this list of particular values you can use as input for this parameter start, and this parameter start is going to be kind of fitted into this table customer function to retrieve different web pages from that Yahoo Finance ETF list. So now click OK. Well, again, take some time. So this is just another example how to use parameters in a customer function and how to define a list to invoke that customer function such that you can retrieve data in a larger scale. Okay, multiple pages at once, basically. Okay, so this takes a little bit longer than I expected, but let's be patient because I asked for 8 pages. I guess that's why it takes longer. I probably have should ask for less, but yeah. Okay, here we go. So for 0, there's a table retrieved. For 25, the second web page is going to be retrieved. For 50, the third web page is going to be retrieved. Okay, so now you can expand this. And yeah, we don't need all the columns. We actually just need 3. So that's how we get this. We only get 3 columns. So just uncheck this and click OK. This is going to be expanded. Okay, now you have 25 pages, I'm sorry, 8 pages of this ETF information. Okay, now you can go to close and apply, and then the query is going to be loaded into the Power BI desktop as a data table showing up here. Okay, after the loading, again, probably takes some time because I asked for 8 pages instead of just 1 or 3. Yeah, turns out the query is already loaded. Although I mean that's kind of the circle still keep turning. Okay, and I closed that window and I checked the table view of this query. Turns out we have everything here. Okay, we have page started position being 0. That's the first page. 25. That's the second page. And all the way down to 175. That's actually the eighth page, and we have a total row of 200. So that's exactly the top 200 ETFs we have um, retrieved. That's pretty good. So now you can just rename this top ETFs 8 pages. Okay, and that's gonna be the output you need, and now you can just go to home, go to file and save as and save this in a preferred position.